Example of great decision making was Joey's call on DeAndre Swift. I was skeptical of it, but I came around to it as the week developed. And I mean, Joe, you called this, so I'll let you handle it. DeAndre Swift with the 30 points on DraftKings this week.
Shout out to DeAndre Swift. Absolutely snapped. He was in the Millionaire Maker winners lineup. At 4% owned. I thought he was going to be around 1%, but I saw some people on Twitter come around to the idea of playing DeAndre Swift. I like to think that I was the first person to call it on Wednesday night. So shout out to me, but I'm not one of those guys that has 25,000 followers on Twitter, so I can't go and brag about it. But 30 points, absolutely smashed in. I just thought that the Lions were going to make the transition sooner or later, and they ended up doing it in this matchup. I mean, AP still had some touches, but I believe that they want to get Swift more involved. And like I mentioned on the preview episode, his floor is pretty decent. He hadn't scored under 10 points in any game besides one up to this point. And then we saw that he has, like a 30-point ceiling in this Lions offense. And he got there with basically having no catches. Would he have like 2 or 3 catches in this game with them being up like 20 points the entire matchup? So DeAndre Swift, shout out to me. He was my favorite tournament long shot and ended up winning somebody $1 million. So you love to see it.
Man, DeAndre Swift, he looks so good, and he just offers something to this Lions offense that they don't have in this annoying committee backfield. AP still saw 15 touches today. And, Adrian Peterson, as critical as I am of them even giving him work, he doesn't look terrible. I'll give it up to him. He doesn't look terrible, but he is really only good for sort of short yardage situations. He doesn't have the burst that he used to. And when you saw DeAndre Swift break off that like 54-yard run or whatever it was, it was invigorating. Kerryon Johnson, after damaged ankles or whatever he's got going on, doesn't have that burst either. It's just really great to see DeAndre Swift had 14 attempts for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he is a receiving threat. Had 3 receptions for 7 yards, and over 11 points in 4 out of his 5 games with a defined ceiling now. If his role continues to grow, he's going to be a legitimate fantasy asset for the rest of 2020.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And you could probably still buy low on him even after this blow-up performance. You could probably still get him for the low if you make the right offer to the right person.
Yeah, definitely in redrafts, I would target trying to trade for DeAndre Swift.